We're live. We're live. We're live. We're live today, this wonderful, terrific Tuesday.
Yes, it is, y'all. How you doing? Good morning. My name is Brian K. McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And together we make up the empowerment duo. This show is called Let's Talk About It. Good morning to you.
Good morning. And we do have a topic today.
Today we're going to talk about the most important skills.
The most important skills.
Skills that get you through life and business.
We're going to talk about it right here. Back in a moment.
Good morning. My name is Brian McNeill.
And I am Lisa Santiago McNeill.
And thank you for joining us on our show, Let's Talk About It. We come to each Monday through Friday right here on the SIBN network, on iHeartRadio, YouTube, TuneIn, as well as Facebook Live. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Like. Good morning. Like. Once again, today is Tuesday, terrific Tuesday, thankful Tuesday.
I had to go get my cup of the most popular beverage on the planet.
And we are going to talk about the most important skills in business and in life.
There are three skills that we have identified, that I've identified, and Lisa agrees with me completely. I have them in a book forthcoming. But the three most important skills, and it's my opinion that these skills, let's cover. Woo! What the heck was that? It was like a bug or something.
Big giant bug.
Rolled down you. Okay, Lisa and her earbuds. Let's cover the two most important skills first, and then we'll add the third.
Okay.
But these are two skills that I think have more to do with your happiness or sadness, your success or failure, your prosperity or your poverty. These two skills, I think, have more to do with navigating your way through life than any other two skills. And do we want to introduce the first one now, or do you want to wait a moment?
I think you should introduce the first one now.
Let's do it. The first skill that I think comes before any other skill is the ability to communicate. The ability to communicate, the ability to clearly communicate your thoughts or your ideas or your wants and needs. A baby doesn't have a full vocabulary, so it's challenged with how it communicates.
Well, the baby learns how to communicate non-verbally, actually.
Well, they learn that a cry or a yell can get someone to hurry to them.
Can get someone to do certain things.
Yes.
There's more than just cries and yells to get you to come. There's get you to pick them up.
Yep.
There's get you to feed them. There's get you to hug them. They do a lot of things non-verbally.
But it's the first skill that the baby learns.
To communicate.
How to communicate something.
And actually, we find, according to some of the studies that have been done.
Good morning, Miss Pamela Howard. How you doing?
Good morning. That some children, some babies whose needs are not met, initially those non-communicative needs are not met, it actually impacts them growing up.
Yes, it does. It impacts them. I was about to say retards their development.
Yeah.
Impedes their development.
It impedes their development.
Yes.
I don't think we can use that word anymore.
There's got to be some circumstances. If you're calling a person that, I don't think that's allowed.
I don't think you can.
But holding something back is retarding it.
Let's just never use it again.
Hey, that sounds like you got an issue with the word.
I don't.
That's what it sounds like.
I don't. In deference to those that may have some issue with that word, that's what my consideration is.
Like the Black Eyed Peas had to change a song lyric from a popular song. Let's get it started in let's get it started in here. It used to be, let's get retarded. This is what it was.
Was it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. No, they would have had to change that.
They did change it. Yeah. From let's get retarded to
I would have never sung that song.
All right. But you do now because it's hot. It's a good jam. It gets you going in the morning. It's a good song.
Yeah, but not that word. But anyway, that's how important communication is.
Yes.
Communication can change the atmosphere. Communication can can impact the way that someone interacts with someone else.
It is essential. How many arguments have started because someone misinterpreted a message or misinterpreted what someone said or how they said it?
Yeah.
Even how they said it.
But also the magic words are part of communication.
Yeah, well, the magic words for you are please and thank you.
Yeah, the baby magic word. The ones that we learned as babies are actually still magic as adults.
There was a great book written in the 80s called All I Need to Know in Life I Learned in Kindergarten. In kindergarten, the book goes on to talk about how you learn to play well with others, how to share your crayons, and how to say please, how to raise your hand for attention.
Yeah.
You know, those kinds of things. But anyway, the ability to communicate, the ability to clearly articulate a thought or concept,
absolutely,
and someone else understands it. Now, I break down the ability to communicate into 5 different facets that I break it down into. Okay? Shall we go through them?
Sure.
Shall we? Yes. The ability to communicate, I break it down to 5 facets. One is speaking. To articulate a thought in such a way that they understand it. Not necessarily using big words if they don't understand those words, but articulating it to that particular audience or that particular person
they can understand
in a way they understand it. You got to be able to speak it. Okay. And one of the ways that we become lifted up in the world is becoming a better speaker. Our leaders are normally chosen by better speakers. Normally. Okay. The second is the ability to listen.
I see you. I just got it.
Yes, normally. That wasn't the case in 16.
That's okay. You don't have to elaborate.
Okay. Ability to speak. The ability to listen is a part of communication. Even if the speaker is really, really good at it. If the listener is not good at listening, the communication will be lost.
Yeah, it will break down.
Yes. Speaking, listening. The third part is comprehending. Comprehension. Understanding what they're saying, even if they're not saying it well. The ability to comprehend. There used to be a subject, there used to be a thing that they tested in standardized testing when I was in school was reading comprehension.
Yeah, I think they still do. It may not be called that, but it's actually a part of your English class.
Actually, we did it often because we would have to be required to read a story in class and then answer 4 to 6 questions afterwards to test your comprehension on what you just read. And
actually, I felt like that was a really important part of school. I think that reading comprehension not only helps you with, obviously, your reading and comprehension, but it helps with all of the other subjects, actually.
That's number 3. Speaking, listening, comprehension. The 4th is questioning skills. Questioning skills as a part of communication.
Yeah.
I lean on the Rudyard Kipling quote. There's a Rudyard Kipling quote that I say over and over and over again. It goes like this. I had 6 honest serving friends. They taught me all I knew. The names were what, where, when, which, why, and who. Those 6 W questions. 6 questions that start with a W. The skillful use of questions that start with a W, and you can add an H question there. How?
Thank you for stopping by, Sheila Bravo with Sheila. Ladies, let's chat. Blessings, wonderful people. Good morning. Stopping by to have to run out this morning. Have an awesome day. And
thank you for swinging through, young lady. We're talking about the most important skills in life and business. Number 1 skill we identified as the ability to communicate. And we break down the ability to communicate into 5 different facets. Speaking, listening, comprehension, questioning skills, the ability to ask questions in order for you to get the answers that you need.
Or to get a clearer understanding of what's being stated.
I once saw it in the demonstration before, and I'm really, really good at it right now. Okay. And people that sell typically are better at this, but to get someone to say the words you want them to say. Okay. And the way I saw this example, this guy would take a random card out of a deck of cards, and he would let some other people see what the card is. And the game is, can you get someone to say what that card is? Okay. Can you get someone to say what that card is? Could you do it? If they couldn't see it, you'd have to ask them questions and lead them. You can't tell them what the card is, but you got to get them to say it. Okay. So if it were me, for example, let's say the card was 6 of hearts. Okay. Whatever it is. Okay. And I was playing that game. I'm trying to make the person that doesn't know what the card is, I'm trying to get them to say what the card is. So I would take them down some questions. Mm-hmm. Now, in a deck of cards, there are red cards and black cards. Can you pick one? Okay, go ahead and pick one. Red cards or black cards?
Oh, red.
Red. Okay, great.
Good morning, Brenda.
Now, because the card that I know that I'm trying to get her to say is in the red cards, I would affirm her. Absolutely, you're right. Good. You're doing good. Okay, so in the red card series, there's hearts and diamonds. Pick one of those, please. Diamonds. Okay, which would leave the
heart.
It would leave the hearts. Exactly. Okay, good. So I'm just leading her down the road. Okay, and in the heart series, there's face cards and there's numbered cards. Could you pick one of those, please?
A queen.
A queen. Okay, that's a face card, which would leave the numbered cards. Okay, good. We're doing right. We're doing fine. We're right in the game. Okay, good. So in the number cards, okay, there's 2 to 9 in the number cards. Okay, so you're gonna pick a low number or a high number?
A high number.
High number. I think high numbers are after 6. Okay, good. So between 6, 7, and 9, can you pick a number there?
9.
9. Okay, that's not the 9. It's not the 9. So that leaves the 6 or 7 or the 8. Can you pick one of those? 8. Okay, that leaves the 6 or the 7.
6.
6, exactly. So she picked the right card. Good job, Lisa. So it took me like 8 questions or 9 questions to get her to say it. But the point is, by asking questions skillfully, you can lead them to the answers that you want.
Skillfully asking questions.
Yep. Okay. We're talking about the most important skills in life and business. And the first most important skill we've identified is the ability to communicate.
When we were dating, we were playing the question game one time. One night we were playing the question game. The way the game goes is you have to ask a question that
cannot be answered yes or no.
That cannot be answered yes or no.
Okay. The game, the way it's a salesperson's game. Okay. The conversation, you want to have a conversation with each other. The conversation does not have to make sense. And either one of you can change the subject anytime you want. But the rules are you have to ask a question that they cannot answer yes or no. If you ask a yes or no question, game's over, you lost. But they have to answer the question and ask you one back. And the game is to see who can make the other person talk more. Yeah. You're trying to make them talk more than you. Okay. So
no, that wasn't the game.
Yes, it is, baby. You're trying to talk less and you're not asking questions to answer yes or no. Okay. So, and surprisingly, even though I've been a sales trainer for a long time, I played the game a lot. Lisa hadn't played it, but she was surprisingly really, really good at it from like the beginning. She was really, really good at it. So we start a conversation off, and I'm trying to make her talk. Okay, you're trying to make them talk. Okay, something like, Lisa, what did you do on the best date you ever had in your life?
That's right, LaTanya. What did I do on the best date I had in my life?
Yeah. See, now that's not a question that can be answered yes or no, and it's going to require her to do some explaining. I think that's a good start. So Lisa would answer that question, and she would ask me one back. Okay, so that's a game. It's 6. I'm gonna go ahead and quote it again for you. The W questions. I always lean on the Rudyard Kipling quote. I had 6 honest serving friends, LaTanya. They taught me all I knew. The names were what, where, when, which, why, and who. Those 6 W questions, and you can add how to it. So it's 7. The skillful use of those questions help you to understand and help you to lead. Mm-hmm. Okay.
So we have the most important skill. Number 1 is communication.
Yes, and the fifth facet of communications. I break it down into 5 facets: speaking, listening, comprehending, questioning, and the 5th one is written. Now, written communication today really is only 2 areas: texts and emails, texts and messages. They have to make sense. How many problems have you ever seen because your text message or your message wasn't interpreted properly? Or how many problems have you had when someone sent you a message, you have no idea what they were talking about? Or you assumed you understood and it was completely incorrect because they might have left off a word.
Assume that particular joke has stood the test of 5 years.
Did you just say assume?
Years.
Well, I assumed you wanted more money. Did you just say assume? Your Honor, can I use that board, please? when you assume you make an ass out of you and me.
For 5 points. What television sitcom is that from?
Oh, 5 whole points.
5
What
points.
TV show introduced that?
What TV sitcom introduced that?
I kind of gave a clue by impersonating the guy. I can give more clues if y'all can tell what TV sitcom that scene came from. Did you just say I assumed?
That was almost 50 years ago.
It had to be.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, we old, baby. Oh.
We realized yesterday we were talking, I think we were sitting at dinner actually, and we realized that the music that we actually listen to
and
intentionally is 30 years old.
Or more.
30 to 45 years old.
Oh!
And then when we're listening to 5 or 10-year-old music, that music is too young.
We was at a restaurant yesterday. The music was horrible.
They were playing, and they weren't even playing the most recent trap music.
They were playing trap music at a restaurant.
No, it wasn't as new as the trap music.
Okay, well, it was kid hip hop to me.
Yeah,
okay,
it was the Kanye hip hop, the early Kanye.
It was worse than that. Brooklyn Dee, what's up, girl? We talk.
So communication is one of the most important skills, and you should have it in your business and in your life. It will make your life easier.
It has so much to do with your happiness or sadness, how well you communicate, your prosperity or your poverty, how well you communicate. And we talked. I like how we opened up the show today. We was talking about communication is really the first skill that a baby will learn. How to get a response.
Yeah, and so that goes into that actually reminds us that communication is not all verbal. There is a lot of nonverbal communication, and a lot of times now that we have text messages and social media and all these things where we're not communicating face to face with people, there is a lot of lost art there.
I saw a thing about, and it was very, very popular, and still goes around, how much of our communication is verbal, how much of our communication is non-verbal, how much of our communication is based upon tonality, how much of our communication is based upon body gestures, posture, and volume.
Yeah.
All these different things.
And I wonder if it still is the percentages that it always was, but we've lost some of the texture of communication because of the elimination of some of those additional elements. Like text doesn't have tone in it.
Right. Which hurts a lot of communication.
Absolutely.
You can't get any tone, you can't get any volume, you can't get any gestures.
So we try to infuse the text with tone by using caps or by using LOL
or exclamation
points and punctuation
or emojis
to try to infuse them with what we know is missing. But those things are still not an exact science.
Last time I saw the stats, it was like, which threw me off, and I didn't know if I bought into it, but it said only about 7% of our communication is verbal. All the rest of it is nonverbal communications. Words or
gestures.
Come on, you've seen it. If you watch a man trying to court a woman in a bar or a restaurant, okay, a lot of that communication, or a club, even better, it's going to be nonverbal communication. He ain't saying words to her, but she know what he means. What am I saying?
Do you want to dance?
You want to dance? I ain't open my mouth for what all. You want to drink?
And definitely. You mean Felix?
Yes.
Wrote on the chalkboard,
yes.
graphically pointed out how assuming makes an ass of you and me. For 5 points,
Dr. Beverly, yes.
You got it.
The Odd Couple, Felix in the courtroom scene.
Hey,
Dr. Beverly,
Shay.
She got it.
Shay said, very true. Good morning. I'm good at communicating professionally, but not personally anymore.
And she put anymore in all caps.
I am non-combative these days. The room for misinterpretation is so big these days. I just keep my mouth shut. Absolutely.
She's
Shay, speaking of which,
topic.
I sent you an email, and I think it may have gone to your spam, actually. So if you could check it or give me a call back or whatever, because I was trying to call you a couple of days ago. I was out of town, and you had something that I wanted to participate in.
Look at, I want to exegete her comment a little bit, okay? Because she's got some stuff in there. She got some meat on the bone, okay? I'm not gonna. The room for misinterpretation is so big these days. I just keep my mouth shut. Well, there's a reason why the room for misinterpretation today. We're hypersensitive right now
about everything. I'm talking about politically correctness is on fleek,
rampant. Oh, you can't say nothing.
You can't even think it. Like, let alone say
That's
it.
not what I said. Okay, that's not what I meant. Okay. Are we hosting an empowerment trip this summer? Shall we?
That would be a possibility. We still have time to do it.
And we got September too, so we had so much fun. The Tanya Blackman and her husband Samuel, I think they went on a few trips with us.
2 of them, I think.
2, and we always had so much fun with them. The empowerment trips, y'all, just so you know, since she kind of let the cat out of the bag, we typically just take a trip with our friends. We rent a place at the beach, you know, and it might be 10 of us there, you know, or 8 of us.
I definitely will, Tanya. Absolutely. Let you know, keep you posted. And Shay says yes to the political correctness. I'm saying, we will, Latanya.
Maybe we should, okay, because it's something to do. But anyway, maybe Shay could come this time. But we take trips with our friends just to get away. We used to do it with purpose, but we found out it don't have to always have a purpose. It could just be a trip just to take a trip.
And go together.
Misinterpretation today. I think it's compound
extra. Like, even when you're talking directly to someone, there are so many nuances that are like,
yes, that's one part of it. But the other part of it is, I don't think we're as good at talking face to face as we used to be.
Shay. She said, I need another trip. Okay, we
know she went to the Caribbean with her son earlier this year. Because they was balling out of control.
Good morning, Shaki. She says, good morning, y'all.
Good morning, Sister Shaki. Good
morning. Absolutely. My aunt is going to meet us in Florida.
Meet you in Florida. Lisa's parking her husband.
I'm going to Florida
She's leaving
to see
next
my
week.
mother.
God, she leaving.
And my aunt said, we should go to Bahamas while we're there anyway. So we might do that.
Tripping.
It's right across the water.
Whatever.
It's like you just take a boat.
Go ahead, baby. Go ahead. Do what you gotta do. What you gotta do.
So we might go.
My wife is gonna take a trip to Florida to go see her mother. Gonna visit with her for a full week, which is nice. That you can do that. I appreciate that very much. And she's gonna be well situated when she goes there. Because I want my wife to be able to do whatever she wants to do while she's there. I want her to have a fantastic trip and come home to her husband because I'm gonna miss her.
Oh, I miss you too.
We talk about the most important skills in life. We've only covered one of the top 2 so far. We're not even finished covering it yet. The ability to communicate, we identify as the number 1 skill in life.
Absolutely.
The ability to articulate a thought, explain a concept, be received, understood, and heard. Okay, we break it down into 5 facets. Speaking, articulating thought, listening. You listen yourself into more good than talk yourself into. Because people will tell you how they want to be helped, how they want to be persuaded if you will just listen. Okay, speaking, listening, comprehending, even if they're not good at explaining. Comprehending, which leads to the 4th criteria, which is questioning skills. And then the 5th criteria is written, and written is only emails and text messages these days.
And also beer and wine that communication.
Beer and wine? Is that what you said, baby?
It could be beer and wine. Bear in mind that communication is also nonverbal.
Yes, most of it is nonverbal.
Communications. Nonverbal.
It has changed my whole business in the last, I would say, 3 years. Because before everyone got comfortable using Zoom, is that Melissa Price?
Good morning, Melissa.
Hallelujah. Melissa Price is back. Hallelujah. Where you been, girl? Before, I would say everyone got comfortable with Zoom, I did my sales calls mostly by phone.
Right.
Did the whole thing by phone. But then it shifted in my business. Shay would talk about that because she's like a business incubator. But the business world shifted for coaches and consultants. It went from phone communication and email communication to Zoom. Mm-hmm. Everyone wants to see your face and they want their face seen. And you know what? It has helped. It has helped my ability to communicate with my clients tremendously.
Because you can see them. I've always preferred Zoom, as a matter of fact, for my consultations or face to face. Now, Brother Mark said,
my fault. Mark says, "Good morning, my people. Woke up this morning, heart still beating. Thankful to be among the living. Life is definitely good." I did that in the stylings of Mr. Mark Greer, because that's how he says everything. Good morning. Can I have a cup of coffee, please? But anyway, and he brings up a good point. He said, life is good. We've been hosting the Male Empowerment Network meeting since August of 2013. Tonight, for the first time, I've never had this title of a topic before in the men's meeting. And we're doing it twice a month for 9 years. The topic tonight is what's good? What's good? We're going to talk about what is good in the current lives of the men. What is good? And sometimes, I don't care if we have to twist it out of them. Sometimes we may have to help them to find what's good. Sometimes men and women, I assume, get to that moment in their life where they think everything is jacked. Okay? Find something good. We're going to talk about what's good right now.
Absolutely. Shay says some will tell directly and some indirectly through complaining.
Yeah.
They tell you how to deal with them or how not to deal with them. Now, Dr. Beverly goes on to say, partial recap, how to ask a question that yes and no cannot answer. The ability to communicate, which requires an explanation, the communication breakdown, speaking, listening, comprehending, questioning, and writing. And what are we explaining? What are we explaining? The what, where, which, why, when, and the
whom.
Okay.
The W questions are questions that help communication greatly, particularly if the person you're talking to is not good at explaining. Have you ever had someone say, come over to my house, and you say, how do I get there? And they can't tell you. They don't know how to explain how to get to their house. Okay. But they know how to get there, but they don't know how to tell anyone else. Thank goodness. See, this is another thing. This is what I just explained is a phenomenon that we had more often 5 years ago or longer. But in the last 5 years, because everyone uses their GPS.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Shaki says, not everyone wants to see your face. I like to listen to people without the distraction of seeing them when we aren't in the same physical space.
I will say to you, Sister Shaki, what you're just describing is not as common as you might think. But there are some people what's called auditory people who believe they can gauge honesty or dishonesty by hearing versus seeing. They don't need to see it as much. Listening matters more to them. But most people are visual, sister. Most people are visual.
And actually, I find in my area of coaching, it helps me to be able to see the person for several reasons. It helps me because I can tell whether or not they're focused on the conversation or if they're just on the phone listening. You can't tell when they're actually paying attention and they're trying to do something else at the same time. And it may sound like they're listening, but they're actually being distracted by something in the room, a child, another, whatever. And it also prevents, when it's just the phone, it prevents me from knowing whether or not the person is considering the answer or they have simply just not heard the question.
And you definitely can keep attention, like Lisa was alluding to, more if they can see your face. Okay. It helps that Lisa's face is very pretty, though. So Mark Greer says, the ability to effectively, in all caps, communicate is extremely important. In my personal opinion, communication is also an art. We have the ability through communication to create a masterpiece.
Absolutely.
Mark creates a communication masterpiece daily on this show.
Shay says, I'm auditory. I'm big on focus.
Amen. Amen. Where is Dr. Deborah Dunstan?
She's here.
Okay. I hadn't heard from her. I want to hear from her. But anyway, she did say good morning. Good morning to you again. We talked about the two most important skills in life. We covered the first one pretty thoroughly. Sister Shaki says,
I feel it enhances your listening skills when you aren't looking at them. I can hear when someone isn't listening.
Interesting. She can hear when someone isn't listening.
Yeah.
I believe you. I do. I think you do.
Dr. Deborah says, Mark, you know that I was waiting for a word from you. Thank you.
How cool is that, Mark? Dr. Deborah was waiting on a word from you, Mark. How about that?
Well, Melissa's just glad he's here so she can hear his song for the day.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, the first skill is the ability to communicate, and the second skill is the ability to sell. Yes. Now, don't tense up on me. The ability to sell or persuade. The parents having to sell their children to get back from the television set, or to go to bed, or to wash, or to brush their teeth. Okay. Now, you think I ain't gotta persuade my kids. If I say it, they'll just do it. Okay. All right.
This is persuasive.
Yes, it is. But fear motivation only works when you're present. Okay. It only works in your presence. So, but lasting motivation is not going to be fear. Okay. That's what I've learned. That if my dad was around, I knew I better move out. Okay. But if dads ain't around, I get to test where the lines are. Okay. That's different. Okay. So if you didn't want to motivate by fear of the hand or the belt or something like that, you had to talk them into it. You had to persuade. If you keep watching TV like that, your eyeballs are going to turn square. Okay. Humor could do it. I had the little speech I used to do with my kids when I sent them to bed. All right, it's time for y'all to go to bed. Does anybody need their butt whooped before they go upstairs? Okay, because if you need your butt whooped, we'll do it now. Okay. Because I want you to go upstairs and get ready to go to bed. But if I hear a bunch of noise, that I'm going to assume that you need your butt whooped to help you to go to bed. This is how I would do it. Okay. So does anybody need a butt whooping before they go upstairs? No, Dad.
No, Dad.
Because, if you need one, I'll give you one. Okay.
Brother Mark says, Dr. Deborah.
No, that's not what he says. Come on, Lisa.
Mm-mm.
Do it right.
Mm-mm.
Do it right, Lisa.
Mm-mm.
Come on, Lisa.
Shay
Lisa. Lisa.
Nope.
Mark likes it when you do his voice.
Good.
So go ahead and do it.
I don't want to.
Come on, man. The crowd is asking for it. Lisa. Do Mark voice for that little sentence.
Dr. Deborah.
There you go.
I try to do what I can do when I can do it, my friend.
Amen. We got Lisa to do Mark voice. Lisa. The ability to sell, the ability to get something in exchange for something, I think has more to do with your happiness or sadness, your success or failure, your prosperity or poverty than any other skill other than, say, maybe the ability to communicate. Can you get someone to do something in exchange for something? Can you get money in exchange for value? Can you trade? These are things that kids learn in school and lunchtime. Does anybody want to trade their chocolate milk for my crumb cake? Okay. You're learning to trade. You're learning to persuade. Okay. If you do this, I'll do that. Okay. Learning to sell. Yes, it is. And I think we're natural born salespeople. Just like a baby, first skill is the ability to communicate. Who is more persuasive than a toddler?
Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Who's more persuasive than a toddler? Okay.
Absolutely. Tonight on Women's Empowerment Networks, we are going to talk about understanding the power that we actually have.
The power that women have?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's Women Empowerment Networks. That's
yes. Good morning, Miss Phyllis. Good morning, Stephanie Morris. Good morning. How you guys doing? We're talking about the two most important skills. Miss Phyllis says barter.
Yes, that's what we did in school.
That's right. But the most important skills of life, we identify them as the ability to communicate, and then the second one is the ability to sell. There's a third one if we get a chance. Okay. But the ability to sell, can you get?
Dr. Beverly says communication and the ability to sell, which selling is the oldest profession in the book, right, Brian?
Yes, exactly right. And I study what I'm talking about. I come armed with that question. What is the world's oldest profession? Some people knee jerk and say prostitution. Some people say the oldest profession was farming or carpentry or tool making. All these professions are very, very old. Yes, yes, yes. But all of them are subsections of selling. Prostitution is selling a body or a sexual favor in exchange for money, which is a subsection of selling. Tool maker, there's making tools and selling them to the other people who need the tools. Okay, tailoring is one of the oldest professions. Making clothes or adjusting clothes so that other people can do it in exchange for money, a subsection of selling. Thank you, Dr. Deborah, giving me a chance to shine.
That was Dr. Beverly. Dr. Deborah says, thinking about it, we have to use sales skills in many areas of our lives.
Yes, there's a great book that I'm a fan of. The book is called To Sell is Human by a guy named Daniel Pink. And he says, we all are in sales. He spends like 4 chapters making the point that no matter what job you do, at some level, you're in sales. Dr. Beverly said, I've been watching the show after the show. Okay. Now, who's that up there? Mark Greer says, I forgive you, Lisa. You're being influenced by Brian K. McNeill. The swimsuit. Oh, Mark. The swimsuit model, magazine cover, basketball playing, Denzel acting, sales confidence coach, husband dude. Mark. Mark is a trip.
This Wednesday, you're going to have an opportunity to tune in to Brian at 7 p.m.
Whoop, whoop.
There will be an awesome class.
I can't wait.
An awesome class, because there have been so many conversations around leads these days. Leads. And we want you to understand that more leads is not necessarily the answer.
Right. One of our friends of the show, Miss Brenda Booker Bull, our real estate agent, all of our real estate agent, she told me, and I believe her, she goes, real estate agents will pay any amount of money to anybody who says anything about how to get more leads, because they think the game is leads. I'm here to tell you, new leads never made you any money. Leads do not make you money. Sales do. Okay. And there's so many people come out, Brian, I can help you get 100 new leads a month. What am I going to do with 100 new leads a month? What are you going to do with 100 new leads a month? You're not going to work them well. Okay. You're not. And the game is not leads. It's sales. I could do with 40% of those leads and make more money than someone that has 100. Okay.
So you can definitely tune into that class. It's a free workshop.
It's called Converting Leads to Sales.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. is a free webinar. Free. That means it don't cost you no money. What it does cost you is the ability to navigate to the Zoom link and your time and attention.
Absolutely.
That's all it costs you. But you're going to get an immense amount out of it. If you're an entrepreneur and you're wanting new clients, and if you understand what a lead is, and you understand conversion, Sister Shaki gave us as we were closing yesterday, make sure we mention conversion rates. Okay. Entrepreneurs have been sold a bill of goods by well-intentioned coaches and trainers. Look, if you get a 2 to 3% return on what you invested, that means out of every 100 attempts, you only get 2 to 3 sales. That's nonsensical and exhausting. You can do a whole lot better than that. And I'll prove it tomorrow night.
And you can register for that class at bit.ly/leads in all lowercase, the number 2 sales in all caps. That's bit.ly/leads in all lowercase, the number 2 sales in all caps.
Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. And it's going to be good, y'all. It's going to be good. So maybe you know someone. That will be benefited from this. Now, if you know a person, a single person that you think will be benefited by this thought, this conversation, and you don't tell them about it, you're committing a crime.
Yes.
Okay. And the crime that you're committing, if you know someone that could be benefited and you don't tell them about it, you are keeping your solutions to yourself. You are keeping what they call your water from the other people. And keeping your water, it comes from a concept called the sin of the desert. You want to break it down for him, baby?
The sin of the desert is simply knowing where the water is and refusing to tell everyone.
Yes.
Anyone.
Or even not enough people. That is the height of selfishness.
So if you really have something that is important or something that others should know, should be able to do, and you're not doing a good enough job at communicating it and selling it, then you are actually committing the sin of the desert.
Sister Lee Ann is in the house.
Hey,
so in
Leanne.
2 minutes, we're going to do our song. So we get to do Leanne's song.
Leanne's
We get to do Melissa's song. We
Leanne's
get to do
song.
Stephanie's song. We get to do Mark's song. These are songs we get. Oh, man. Sister Jennifer Reingold, how are you this morning? You haven't swung through here before, I don't think. But welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome.
I don't think. But anyway, we're talking about the most important skills of life, the ability to communicate. And the ability to communicate is broken down into 5 different facets: speaking, listening, comprehending, questioning skills, and written, and the ability to sell, the ability to persuade has a whole lot to do with how you navigate through life. How many jobs have you had where you got to get cooperation from another department?
Or even another individual.
Okay, you can't even complete your job well unless someone else is willing to help you, and they're not going to be willing to help you unless you ask them to help you.
All right, Shaki, she says, I am tucking the sin of the desert into my memory.
You should, and what you'll find, Sister Shaki, is it will prick parts of your life a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. I have a chance to be helpful here. Am I going to choose to not help them because I don't feel like it? Or I'm going to choose to share my water? And your water is not just water. Typically, it's your know-how. It's your answers to questions. Mm-hmm. It's your intellectual property. Yes, it is.
Yeah, and it really will prick you, particularly if you are a unselfish and helpful person.
Mm-hmm.
When you realize that whatever it is that your fear or apprehension is, whatever it is your distraction, whatever it is that is keeping you from doing something that you know could actually not only benefit someone, but help them to be pain-free, to be in a different way of life, to be anything, and you still don't share it because you're afraid or you're uncomfortable or you don't want to seem as blah, blah, blah. Whatever it is, it will begin to become easier for you to understand the importance of it. I think it's important in not only in sharing the gospel and sharing the good news that
you're here and what you have. I watched one of my videos I did last week that got a lot of views. I did a video talking about unbelievably bad business advice that's still given. And the bad business advice is saying, don't go for the sale, go for the relationship. Just go for the relationship and then the sales will happen. That's bogus and horrible, because then I watched it again last night, but I'm going to lift up just one line of that talk. Ladies, how many dates have you ever gone on in your whole life where the guy didn't at least ask you out? Men, how many dates have you ever gone on in your life where you didn't at least ask out a woman? If you wanted to take her to dinner, you had to formally ask her to dinner, okay? If I just try to be her friend and then hopefully maybe dinner will happen, it could happen if we just happen to be there, yes. But it's so much better saying, look, I'm interested in you. Can we have a meal and talk about it, okay?
Shaki says, I'm going to use it to articulate myself. It's already the way that I roll.
That's right. That's right. So we're going to do something here. If this is your first time on our show, bear with us. We're about to have a little bit of fun here. This show's been going on since October of 2016. What? Monday through Friday since October of 2016. That's right. We have. And some of you guys have been rocking with us for years. And some of you guys are consistent contributors to the show. For those people, we like to thank them with greeting songs and with greeting logos. And we're going to
up is Dr. Beverly.
Dr. Beverly uniquely taking over time, and she has a greeting logo, and it goes like this. Dr. Beverly is on the show. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning, Dr. Beverly. LaTanya Blackman is here.
LaTanya Blackman has a song.
LaTanya Blackman, the champion of family.
Good morning, LaTanya Blackman. Sister Dr. Deborah Dunstan has a song.
Dr. Deborah, non-profit strategist and funding coach.
Good morning, Dr. Deborah. I thought at one point we had a song for Brooklyn DD, maybe. Shay Morton had a jam. Remember Shay? It was the Shay.
Was it Shay?
What you want, but don't not do business. We got to come up with a Shay song. Because Shay's easy.
Shay.
Shay.
Shake your booty.
I don't want it to be booty. It's got to be something else.
Rock your business.
Rock your business. Okay.
Rock your business.
That's better because that's what she do. That's what she
right.
is. Okay?
Business 911.
Rock your business. I think I like that. Rock your business. Shay, if you like that, let us know. Okay. If you're still here. Mark Greer has a jam. Mark Greer jam goes like this. So wide you can't get around it.
So low you can't get under it.
So high you can't get over it. Mark Greer is under a groove. He's getting down just for the funk of it. Mark Greer is under a groove. Nothing can stop us now.
Absolutely.
Melissa Price is here. She got a jam too. Melissa Price jam goes like this. Bow, 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 bow. Melissa's song. Now it's time for us to sing her song. Melissa's home. Good morning, Miss Melissa Price.
Melissa Shockey is here, honey.
Guess who's back?
Back
again.
Again.
Shockey's back.
Back.
Tell a friend.
Friend.
Shockey's back. Shockey's back. Shockey's back. Shockey's back. Shockey's back. I've created a monster. Who else?
We got Shay, Mark.
Miss Phyllis is here. Miss Phyllis is here. So clear the way. Miss Phyllis is here. Now we can all have a great day. Good morning, Miss Phyllis.
Stephanie. Life has new meaning to me.
There is beauty up above and things we never take notice of. You wake up and Stephanie, you're in love. Mark Greer says, all love, bro. I know it is. Leanne says, the sin of the desert with an exclamation point in all caps. And Leanne also says, such a powerful truth, Lisa. And great point, Brian. Thank you very much. And Leanne's song.
And it's Leanne. It's Leanne.
Time is a wheel in constant motion, always rolling us along. Tell me who wants to look back on their years and wonder where those years have gone. We haven't done Leanne's song in a minute yet, but that's her jam. And I'm hoping Leanne sings her song to herself. I'm hoping Leanne finds joy in her song. I think she does.
Because we love it. I absolutely love it.
So I'm excited about today. Tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Women Empowerment Networks
and Male Empowerment Networks. With virtual events. Because men need men. We meet virtually, yes.
Absolutely. And all you have to do is go to womenempowermentnetworks.com to register and come and hang out with us, ladies, or go to maleempowermentnetworks.com to join onto the men's meeting at 7 p.m.
The men's meeting is for men and teenage men. Tonight we're going to talk about what's good, and I'm going to make, if a guy tries to dare say, man, everything's just doing okay, man, nothing's really good is okay, I'm going to make him find something good. I'm going to pull something good in this world out of him today.
And tonight we're going to talk about the power within. How much of the power that you actually have are you tapping into?
Women have amazing power. And I need to say that too, man. That's amazing. I was thinking about, right now, I'm really, first off, I'm really good at my game. Okay. I'm a sales confidence coach. I'm a really good sales coach. I'm an even better workshop facilitator, and I'm an even better sales speaker. Okay. I'm really, really good at it. And I was thinking yesterday, why am I so good at it? And a large part of a major reason why I'm so good is because I have an amazing wife that creates an environment where I can be good. She makes it so that I can rock. I can be creative. I can be me and do my thing because I have an outstanding mate.
Oh,
okay.
That's special.
And I appreciate you, baby.
Thank you. Good morning, Rashid. And don't forget to join us on Wednesday night.
Is that our man, Rashid? What's up, man?
Once again, on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock, you are going to learn how to convert those leads to sales. You don't necessarily need more sales. You need to learn more leads. You need to learn what to do with the leads that you have. Join us on Wednesday night. Join Brian in the class at 7 p.m. All you have to do is register at bit.ly/leads in lowercase.
Cost you no money. But
the number 2, capital sales. And once again, that's bit.ly/leads in all lowercase. The number 2, sales, SALES in all caps.
Arthur, that you got in under the wire. And I'm going to bless you because you did. Melissa Price says, great show this morning. Love you guys. Melissa, we love you back. And Melissa, we miss you when you're not here.
And Shaki, let me tell you.
I don't want Melissa to think this is her job, but when she's not here, I miss her.
You are conspicuous with your absence. And Shaki says, man, I need me a wife then too. Wives are the best. Listen, my best friend and I have talked about this for years. I would hire a wife in a moment if there were one available. Wives rock. Wives are
Lisa has said such a thing. She thinks everybody needs a wife.
Everybody needs a wife to be successful. Everybody needs a wife to be successful.
Arthur Lynette, at this table we sit.
Making it legit.
Because when Lynette hits the show, Sister Lynette, there's no late. You're fine, okay? And no one has to be here, which is why Lisa and I are so honored that you showed up.
Absolutely. We appreciate it when you are here. We love you. We pray for you each and every day.
Yes.
We're grateful.
Thank you.
And thankful for you being here. We look forward to seeing you on tomorrow, Wealth Wednesday, the midweek evaluation day. And we're going to talk about it when you get in here. So don't forget to have sex.
Arthur Lynette's dropping the mic. Y'all have a beautiful day. Peace. I got 8 minutes.